Okay, hello, welcome everybody. I am once again here covering some of the Canadian Esports Nationals Overwatch matches. We are in round 3 now, and tonight a little bit of a later start. Thank you to the teams for giving me a heads up. We have the Université de Montréal versus University of New Brunswick. Like I said, round 3, both of these teams nearly ready to go here, just getting in the bands here. We do have the map pick already, so throw it over to that. It is going to be Ilios, and we'll be starting out on that control map. That was selected from University of New Brunswick, won the coin flip for that one. But the first ban does get to go the way of UDM. So they have opted to ban out the Winston here. No monkey to be played on Ilios. Well, we wait for the other ban to come in here. Ooh, oh, yep, there. Right away, gonna come in. It is gonna be the Tracer ban. So no Winston, no Tracer as we head into Ilios here. Let's take a quick look at our rosters before we get into map number 1, Université de Montréal. We have Kizox on DPS, Jackal the Jester also on DPS, Luigi Guru the tank. Support line for tonight going to be OPG, Navy SEALs, and Burr. Some substitutions available here. Université de Montréal going to be the starting lineup here for them. Let's take a look over at their opponent, University of New Brunswick. Zin, Sniper, and Odyssey, those DPS players. D-Mister on tank. Monkney and Beloved, the supports. And we have our bans in. We're just getting the R's from both teams. We got 2 productions in this lobby, so you gotta make sure that all of us are ready to go here. Looks like we are ready to go. And before I get us in here, though, gonna make sure that I have the bans all sorted out, so you guys will be aware of the Tracer and the Winston. Bans coming out here as we head in to Ilios. Looking like I'm going to need to swap the sides that these teams are on as well, because we are going to have University of New Brunswick over on the left there. All right, here we go. Taking a quick look at these compositions, since, like I mentioned, we don't have that Winston, especially here on Well. You tend to see a lot of this dive, but instead both teams are going to be going towards this kind of rush composition. The Lucio Kiriko, difference being in this Zarya versus Junker Queen here. The Sim TP's out, and it is going to be swaps over. New Brunswick going to be rolling out on this Reaper to match with D-Mister on this Zarya, and the Cassidy on the side of Montreal. Already, this cage being taken by New Brunswick here. Trying to look for an opening. They find it. Push aggressively. Going to take out Jackal Jester. The first blood of the map going the way of New Brunswick. You do end up losing Beloved there, but she's on the Kiriko. Going to be able to get back into this fight fairly quickly. And as that objective unlocks, that is going to be University of New Brunswick starting out some percentage here. And Well is notoriously hard to kind of recontest here, especially we don't have that Tracer to kind of put a bit of a pressure kind of on these angles. We do have Kiz over on the Genji, so you could kind of work with that, but it's not going to be quite the same. Headshots coming through here for Zin Sniper. You can see that New Brunswick, giving some space. Jacko, really nice job kind of responding though, taking Zin out of the fight. That consistent damage now gone. Now kills kind of back and forth here. Losing Luigi, not great for Montreal, but looking like they nearly get that cap. Losing Burr as well, though. I mean, right now, you do manage to get the cap if you're Montreal, and There's gonna be some late kills here. CEN2025 still alive though, still finding value on this Cassidy. Looking like New Brunswick might be able to get a quick flip back. We do have OPG still alive on this Kiriko somehow. The dupes really coming through, and I mean, he actually manages to get out with his life. Nearly built up to this Kitsune rush as well, leading Beloved in this charge. You really want to get this online as quickly as possible, trying to keep Luigi alive. Suzu out, Kitsune in. We do have Jacko holding this Deadeye as well, and these fights have been so back and forth. Montreal managing to recap this point. You commit the 2 ultimates for it, so you want to try and hold on to this for a little while, but New Brunswick are coming back in with some pretty strong ultimates. It is going to be that Kitsune rush across the point. Their turn to walk in, take some space. Deflect out from the Genji. The bubble in on to Odyssey. Has the Blossom ready to go as well. Going to pick up a 2K for that, and New Brunswick now looking to clean up. Will flip this back over. 36% on the board here for Montreal. Ooh, a bit of a stagger kill onto OPG as well. Not going to be able to get the wave spawn with his DPS. And, I mean, ult-wise, really good fight here for New Brunswick. You just use that rush, you just use the Blossom. You have this grab coming up here for D-Mister. Not necessarily anything to combo with it, except for kind of the raw damage, but this blade from Kiz could be dangerous if Monkey isn't able to get the beat out. Oh, the grab, it actually cancels out the rampage. We're gonna have the blade come out, but not gonna find anything. Odyssey on this Reaper, shutting down 3 members from the side of Montreal, and with still 2 ults in the bank here, it's looking pretty good for New Brunswick to shut this out, especially with that early pick on Jacko. Kizak's gonna use that Deadeye to actually take out CEN2025's own teammate there, but not gonna matter in the end, as that is going to be, well, going the way of New Brunswick. And, I mean, close though. Very, very close. I think that Montreal was doing a really good job kind of when they had these opening engagements in the fights. When we see that Kitsune rush go in first, they're doing a really good job kind of comboing it with that Deadeye. But I think that just in these dry fights, that Zarya Reaper composition is just kind of winning out against this Junker Queen. The Junker Queen not really able to kind of find the target that you're looking for when you're playing this Queen. You gotta go fast, you gotta get in, you gotta get the kill. Can't be hanging around. The Zarya, although also looking to kind of go a little bit faster, you know, play for second, get those bubbles up. You're going to be able to stay in the fight a lot longer with this Zarya. We are going to have the Reaper make an appearance here for Montreal over on Kizak's. OPG also moving over to the Wuyang here off of that Kiriko CEN2025 on the Sojourn. Otherwise, same compositions from well. A lot of space being gained here already for New Brunswick, and yeah, we can see how low everybody from the side of Montreal is falling. You're just forced it back out here, and that means that as this point is opening, you are going to be able to get your feet on this point first if you're New Brunswick. Wraith form forced out here. That bubble, you know, over onto the Wraithing Reaper. Maybe not exactly how you intend to use it, but it works out just fine. Luigi, though, going to find Odyssey out. Unfortunately for Montreal, they just kind of got a little bit split here, and that means that you're not really going to be able to capitalize on these rush targets. So, although Luigi does manage to pick up 2, point is in favor of New Brunswick here, and we see a Monkey kind of chasing down these supports, not quite able to find the targets, and might need to actually bail D-Mister out. No! D-Mister gets a little bit too aggressive there. The Zarya trying to find some stagger kills is going to get punished here. Big opportunity now for Montreal to push back into this. This Tidal Blast nearly online. You'd love to be able to just find a pick, though. You're already up in numbers. If you don't have to commit an ult, that would be really big here. Gonna get their feet on the point. Looking like a contest. Maybe possible. No, New Brunswick not gonna go for it. Just gonna try to build up some of their ultimates or New Brunswick, because these Sniper are going to have this overclock ready. But it's a Tidal Blast first. Is gonna go over onto Kiz on this Reaper. Doesn't quite find any limbs, but it finds a whole lot of damage, and then you're gonna be able to kind of clean up with this damage from the Junker Queen. Another fight win here for Montreal, building some percentage on this board now. Looking like they will be able to actually get into the lead here. This next fight, though, New Brunswick have pretty much all of the tools in their kit to work with. I mean, the grab alone should be a fight winner. You gotta do it really quickly though. Bird doesn't quite have this beat online. If this Lucio can get this on, that's gonna be really, really hard to try and find the kills through. This Kitsune rush in from Beloved is gonna be responded to with this Deadeye. Jacko trying to control some of this space, but not gonna find any damage when he draws. Overclock is out. The TP in from Kids does not work how he's hoping it will, and that is the flip. It's gonna come through. Just the sheer kind of pressure from this Overclock was enough to really win that fight, and the one kill. 6 HP there for Sin Sniper, somehow managing to stay alive, and crucially for New Brunswick, you don't commit this beat. Now Odyssey has built up to this Blossom. I mean, he's just lurking in a corner right now. But now the tide has turned, although New Brunswick in the lead percentage-wise. Alt's looking very, very good here on the side of Montreal. You don't quite manage to live through that Blossom, though. Fast engagement coming here from New Brunswick. I mean, they want to just try and make it a very, very scrappy last fight, right? You find this early opening kill. Ooh, you do end up losing one, though. Zin Sniper gonna be falling, and that means that although it's still gonna be kind of a messy touch here for Montreal, it's going to be very similar in numbers. That Soldier not gonna get back into things very quickly. Grabs out, connects on to 3, connects on to 4, but the beat is good from Burr. Now it's the turn of Kiz to try and find something with this Blossom again, doing a lot of damage. Jacko's going to be able to clean up D-Mister on that tank, and the flip does come through from Montreal here. You have the Rampage. You still have this Tidal Blast as well. One fight needed for New Brunswick to pick up this map and pick up the first win here, the first point in the series. Beloved has this Kitsune rush ready to go. Great opening opportunity, but you are gonna have Montreal actually going first again. The Tidal Blast over onto Kiz on this Reaper, but everybody just kind of backs out. But Jacko using the space created from Kiz on that Reaper to just go in, find an opening kill, and now it's New Brunswick that's going to have a very, very scrappy, messy last fight, if they're even able to touch it all. 91% on the board here. It's gonna have to be the Lucio that tries to get a touch. Monkey looking for it, has the speed ready to go. D-Mister will actually be able to get onto the point as well, but Jacko waiting for New Brunswick to step onto this point, has the Deadeye ready to go, picks up 2, not done yet. Zarya very charged up, but D-Mister doesn't have the HP to follow up. That is a team kill coming through for Montreal to win out Ruins, tie us up on Ilios, going to this third decider. It's gonna be Lighthouse. And Lighthouse, I think we're really gonna see potentially a shakeup in the compositions. I mean, you definitely still can play these brawl comps, and I think that if it comes down to it, if Montreal stick on this Junker Queen, as long as you can go first like you did in that last fight, I think that if you take a fight on the point here, you should come out on top. The shotguns from the Reaper, the shotguns from the Junker Queen, Jacko's been hitting pretty much all of his shots on this Cassidy as well. You get him set up on the high ground, I think that it's looking a little bit trickier here for New Brunswick to try and clean this up. Over on the Sims again, this TP out. I suspect Odyssey will go back over onto the Reaper, and yeah, because it's also over on the Reaper, so same comps, we're sticking with it, same as on Ruin. So this is a fight for these low grounds here. We can see that OPG is on this Wuyong still, so you're going to be able to kind of control some of this high ground. Really great space for him to be as well. There's nobody really that can put any pressure on you up here, say for like the Lucio, the Kiriko, maybe Odyssey TPs onto you, but that wouldn't be very wise, as now it is going to be this fight on the point. Zin going to find the better of Jacko though, and that's so much consistent damage now gone, and we can see just how charged up D-Mister is as well. Finds a 2K there. Has that nice little knockback perk in. That is going to be actually very, very helpful here on Lighthouse. Yeah, you're able to just get right back up onto this high ground. This is massive because I was saying OPG was going to be safe on this Wuyang, but I forget that Zarya does have the capability of, you know, clearing vertical grounds now. Odyssey kind of hiding in a corner, does get spotted out fairly quickly thanks to that bubble. Hasn't been displaced yet though. You see the speed here, and D-Mister using that speed very, very effectively. Really just walking forward, all charged up. And the Kobe shot is gonna find Jacko. 40% here for New Brunswick. Beloved's gonna have the Kitsune Rush ready to go very soon. Not a whole lot of ult charge being gained here for Montreal, but OPG is building up to this title blast. We've seen that go over onto Kiz quite a few times. Haven't necessarily been able to find kind of the follow-up from it. Or not the immediate kills, but the follow-up kind of coming through as it's really just a fight for the high ground. Here we go. Title blast ready to go. You don't even need it. No, you are going to commit it. Make sure that you try and win this. It's not Kizix that got it this time. I think that might have been Luigi that got the title blast for the side of Montreal. That is it. Beautiful punish onto D-Mister on that Zarya. If you stay too long past having those bubbles ready, you're going to get melted. You have a Reaper with 2 shotguns. You have a Joker Queen with a shotgun. You really, really need those bubbles. New Brunswick, lots of ults here to work with. Some shots coming in from Kiz from this high ground. Has the opportunity to basically just drop on to New Brunswick, but they are not too concerned about it. It's going to be the Deadeye that comes out. Nice little bubble. Not only going to protect you, give you a little extra speed as well. Not going to find anything. Forces everybody from Montreal onto the point. Rampage in response to that Kitsune Rush. Absolutely brilliant here from Luigi. And Monkey's just gonna throw himself off the edge as this is good percentage now building here for Montreal. And you have both those DPS ults ready to go. Going to have this beat as well from Burr. In response, probably gonna have to be in response to this grab that D-Mister's still holding on to. Blossom ready to go. Odyssey. The Wraith has been forced out from Kizix already, but Deadeye from Jacko making sure that New Brunswick can't capitalize on that cooldown. Everybody forced to just wait. Deadeye, it does expire. Piercing shot connects, but here we go. Grab in, finds 3, but what a response from Montreal. We see D-Mister push a little bit too aggressively there. Doesn't quite have his team with him, and that split immediately when Montreal capitalized on it. So although it's a massive grab, no DPS there for the side of New Brunswick to try and finish off those players. And now we're looking at last fight territory here. 85% for Montreal. We're going to see D-Mister swap over on to this Diva. The beat is ready to go from Monkey. You just got to get the touch. And it is going to be the Diva. D-Mister getting the touch. Boop goes on, but the TP is going to not quite make it as Monkey actually manages to get the Reaper off the edge. Not going to manage to get that beat off, though. Maybe crucial here as New Brunswick really would have loved to have that. Some kills still coming through. Diva going to be able to stay in the mech. Really nice Suzu there from Beloved, keeping her tank alive. And the focus fire is there to burn down Luigi. 99%. And Montreal are going to hand it over to New Brunswick. This is going to have to be a very, very strong hold now. Still have this beat ready to go. The title blast, the opposing ultimate here for Montreal. Since Sniper is very close to this Deadeye as well, you need to kind of stay alive long in this fight. That could be really, really big difference maker in overtime. You can see 90% now. TP onto the high ground from Kizog's gonna be the touch here. Tidal Blast onto the Reaper. It is the beat immediately in response here. Does the Tidal Blast knocks down one, but you're not able to capitalize on it. And it's we see Monkey looking for that boop off the edge. Isn't gonna find it, and trades still coming through. The Deadeye actually for Jacko here. Holding, triggers the overtime, manages to teabag the Diva, but it's the bomb and the Kitsune Rush in response here. New Brunswick are going to be able to take the win here on Ilios. Very, very close though, very hard fought. Some nice swaps at the end for New Brunswick. I like the Diva. I mean, I know that the Diva was essentially maybe just because you needed to get a touch, but having that defense matrix to kind of denies all of the value really from that Reaper, from that Cassidy, can make all the difference. All right, match on our hands here. Really impressive showing from both of these teams. Now, since Montreal did not get the win on Ilios, they are going to have the option of picking a map to send us to. So we'll wait and see where they're going to opt to take us to. I think that one series is as close as that one just was. I don't know that you necessarily have to try and swap up like the compositions necessarily. The Junker Queen comp plus the Reaper it was working. It was working for Montreal. Just didn't really find the timing, the openings. Great job capitalizing on kind of when New Brunswick was out of position. When we saw like on Lighthouse there, the grab in too aggressive, you shut down the back line. Good stuff. But yeah, if you're playing the composition well enough and you still want to run it, I think that you could just stick with it. Run something where we're going to go to a map where we're going to be able to run like a rush composition. Notably also, the bans are of course going to be out. So the Winston Tracer back in the mix here. Maybe you really, really wanted to play the Tracer. I believe that it was UNB, yeah, that banned the Tracer. So maybe you got a really, really strong Tracer player. Back in the mix now. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, one, I'm on a delay, and then two, I'm still working on it's so tiny on my screen, and my eyesight is so bad. But thank you, and welcome. So, we do know what map we're going to, and yeah, just like that, Université de Montréal going to be sticking with this, well, potentially sticking with this rush composition as we head to the hybrid map of Kings Row for our second here. Ooh, better update Ilios. Ilios, of course, going the way of New Brunswick. All right. There we go. Let's see. Now it is all about the bans. Winston, probably not gonna make an appearance here on Kings Row, but it's definitely possible. It is going to be Montreal. They get to ban out first as well, and they have opted to ban out the Zarya. Shocking, truly shocking. That Zarya was giving a lot of trouble to Montreal, so I'm not surprised really. And then in response from the side of New Brunswick, is going to be the Kiriko ban. So Kiriko and Zarya were both being played in Ilios, and both of them definitely an option here as we head into Kings Row. Going to update my hero bans. It was the Zarya and the Kiriko. Yeah, both definitely an option here. I'm interested to see what is New Brunswick going to pivot to. Not going to be able to play that Zarya. What is D-Mister going to show us? You could potentially go back over to that Diva. Yes, looking like that might be the thought here, as New Brunswick is going to be on the defense first. This comp will stick. The classic on a Brig. I always give the Brig maybe a little bit of flack here when I see it on Kings Row, only because I don't necessarily anticipate seeing that dive on the attack. But you never know. It could happen. Right now, Université de Montréal is not hovering over a dive, which means that Monkney on this Ana should be relatively safe up on this high ground, but having that kind of extra protection from the Brig, plus from the mid-season patch, she gets more packs now, or faster packs now. All very beneficial. Odyssey on the May, it could be very, very dangerous here, as it does look like Montreal running out on this exact same composition. Jacko over to Cassidy, Jacko over to the Cassidy. So, same thing here. The only difference here, of course, OPG is going to be over on this Juno. Not going to be on the Wu Yang, not going to be on the Kiriko. Kiriko, of course, banned out as we have this rotation on to the high ground. University of New Brunswick still keeping this rotation up. You need to keep some distance between this Junker Queen and Reaper. You've got pushed into a tiny little room. Somehow you managed to find Kizix through that. Where is Odyssey all through this? Odyssey is up on the high ground. It's another kill here for CEN Sniper. I mean, on paper, the Sojourn shouldn't really be having that good of a time in a tiny room with a Junker Queen with a Reaper, but I mean, CEN Sniper's making it work, so really impressive stuff. And great job also from Odyssey. Wasn't necessarily in the kill feed or even on the screen, but all that time he was kind of holding down the point, making sure that not even a tick on the board here from Montreal, while everybody else from New Brunswick's on that high ground. Okay, Monkney onto that Ana, taking out OGP and, I'm sorry, I've been calling you OPG this whole time. I'm so sorry. OGP going to fall there, and you can see that Montreal is just kind of forced to play a little bit slow here. Still controlling a lot of space though. This may really more so playing for the point rather than playing for choke points. And I quite like that because you're playing this May essentially like an off tank now. Ooh, speaking of tank, we do end up getting demeched on this D.Va. Kizek's on this Reaper, putting in the damage. You get up close, you get personal, and Jacko will just finish off the damage here. Great kills coming through for Montreal. Now 2 ticks on the board, cleaning up D-Mister. No chance for New Brunswick to come back into this. So we see Kizek's rotating up to this high ground. There are some supports still here for University of New Brunswick. They're rotating up to this high ground. They definitely do not know that Kiz is there. Oh, what a great job from the Reaper. Oh, finding out Monkey is actually huge here. This is massive for Montreal because Monkey is like the majority of your healing for New Brunswick. So now you just have this break. You're not able to push up. You would love, if you're New Brunswick, to be able to get up to that corner so you have the Maywell to work with. But you're going to be forced to basically just wait. Are going to commit the Blizzard here. Not necessarily connecting onto anybody, but it at least makes sure that Jacko is forced to kind of back out with that Deadeye. Doesn't find any limbs here. New Brunswick do have ults to work with. Rally and Bomb online now. The rest coming up very shortly. Huge anti-nade and a wall over on to that Junker Queen. But Luigi just has the support to get out. That speed from the Lucio plus the speed from the Juno. Just too much for New Brunswick to keep up with. But, you know, a headshot from Sin Sniper. Not a whole lot you can do about that. You're not going to be able to speed away from that. And here we go, New Brunswick, great restraint off the back of a really nice wall, plus the rally from Beloved are going to be able to stabilize here and hold at this first corner, which is going to be really great for them. Maybe not able to full hold here, but you can burn a lot of time off the clock here with this May. But Kiz has a Blossom ready to go. You need to kind of wait for this. Well, okay, well, there's the May wall out, so you don't have to worry about that. Now it's all about this defense matrix. There it is, the anti-nade in. No, the beat not quite going to connect, but it is going to allow Montreal to still get quite aggressive here. Rampage is out, connects onto the D.Va. Bomb out from D-Mister to get the remech. Not going to pick up any kills with that bomb. And meanwhile, while you were out of mech, Jacko has taken a full authority here, finding a limb, trying to take out Monkey, but Monkey's got house moves. The sleep dart does go wide, and there's the peel coming in for D-Mister. Jacko not going to be able to find out the poor little Ana this time. Beloved did fall though, so the number's not looking super great for Montreal here. You might need to commit this nano from Monkey just to try and stay in things. OGP has this orbital strike ready to go. This is a fight-winning ult still. As long as you don't get hit with this anti-nade. So you need to kind of wait for that to come out. Nope, we're gonna full send it. Blizzard in response. Nice job though. The missile's gonna do the damage. Z-Sniper gonna be taken out. OGP on this Juno really showing up here for the side of Montreal. The Deadeye from Jacko just to lock everything in, and that is going to be the second point captured here for Montreal. Moving into third point, gonna get another minute and a half on the clock, putting them just up over 3 minutes for this third point. No swaps here, both teams sticking with these compositions. That nano ready to go for the side of New Brunswick. Montreal did have to use everything in that last engagement. It's an aggressive dive in here for D-Mister. Whoa, falling very, very low. Needs to get the nano just to kind of stay alive. We'll be able to build up the bomb off of that as well for the remech if it's needed. Enough space created that Zen Sniper's able to do the damage onto Luigi. Somehow D-Mister still in the mech here. Another really nice wall coming through from Odyssey, and that is going to slow down the Lucio enough to find that headshot from Zen Sniper. Knife connects onto Odyssey. Has to use that ice block just to make sure you don't get pulled into that. You do not want to get pulled into the Junker Queen plus Reaper plus Cassidy. Alright, we're looking at some ults coming online shortly here from Montreal, but we have ults already ready to go here for the side of New Brunswick. That bomb most likely going to be used just for the remech. The rally coming in, and the Rampage doesn't actually connect on anybody there. Luigi gets antied in the process, courtesy of Monkey, and there's the Blizzard on the point. Not a whole lot of kills actually coming through in this fight. There we go. New Brunswick heard me say it. They were going to make it happen. Committed the Blizzard, committed the rally. Monkey's already up to over half of another nano. That's a team kill coming through for New Brunswick. Just the Rampage committed, though, from the side of Montreal. A whole lot of ults to work with now as you move into this third point. This Blossom's going to be crucial. It is going to be the Deadeye trying to force everybody from UNB back, forcing out a whole lot of this defense matrix as well. Kizik's looking like he maybe wants to go for that Blossom. The DMAC on the point, going to trigger the bomb. Beat from Bird does connect on to all 4 alive members. There's the Blossom. There's the defense matrix. Unfortunately, Kiz is not able to get any damage in. We do have the overclock out for Zin. And the orbital strike from OGP, not quite going to be able to counter that out. Still some ellipse coming through here for Montreal. Despite that nano going over onto the Beloved, he is going to end up falling. She is going to end up falling. And here we go. It's Montreal pushing forward. Little by little, gaining some progress. You're looking to build up to this Rampage. 30 seconds on the clock now. Odyssey's going to have this Blizzard very soon. If you're Montreal, you need to do something very, very quickly to shut down this Mei. 20 seconds. All right, you find Zin Sniper. That's a great first start. Blizzard is on the point. Rally is on the point. Overtime hasn't been triggered yet, and nobody's actually died from the side of Montreal. In fact, you managed to find Beloved through it. There's the Rampage out. It's going to take out Odyssey. Point sliding in. The Diva is demeched here. Everybody that's on the point for New Brunswick is so incredibly low, and that is it. Montreal in overtime going to complete King's Row. New Brunswick had the tools to work with. You had the Blizzard. You had the rally. You used them just a little bit too early, though. I think if they could have waited until it was like actually overtime, like wait for the overtime to trigger, I think that you would have forced Montreal into a much more uncomfortable position, because Montreal did a really good job of kind of respecting both of those ultimates, kiting out a little bit, and then going in for the punish once there's nothing left in the tank from New Brunswick. Crucially, though, New Brunswick did manage to trigger that overtime. So, if New Brunswick complete with more than a minute, they're going to put Université de Montréal in an awkward position of lose or draw. But there's a long way to go before we get to that third point of King's Row. And Montreal looked really, really good on the attack. Definitely, this Junker Queen composition is a little bit more of kind of an aggressor. You're looking to like move quickly. On the defense might be a little bit trickier, but I think if you can really nail it down and you can catch New Brunswick off guard as they're doing these rotations, especially if New Brunswick sticks on this Brigana, I think that you're looking at a very strong hold here for Montreal. We'll have to see what they're gonna opt for, though. You see, everybody from Montreal is currently set up on this high ground. Nobody is looking to take a fight at choke, which does mean this rotation is going to be a little bit easier here for New Brunswick. Because the only person that's really doing damage to you right now as you walk around is Jacko. OGP. All right, well, there's the go button. Everybody's just waiting from Montreal. Not quite going to find the split, though. Everybody from New Brunswick has, like, rotated around here, and now we're in this kind of awkward map flip scenario. D-Mister takes the high ground, forces the Wraith out. That's exactly what New Brunswick needed. You force out one of those cooldowns. You play second. You get yourself set up on this point. Montreal's still in this, though. There's going to be the drop down, and D-Day connects on to Luigi. D-Mister not too concerned about that. Well, the Junker Queen is off in Narnia. It's going to be Burr falling. And there's Luigi as well. Excellent play here. Good patience from the side of New Brunswick. 2 ticks on the board. Beloved finding herself a couple kills there, and payload has been secured. New Brunswick gonna start moving this forward, looking to get some stagger kills as well, because the Reaper is still walking back here for Montreal, so not a lot of pressure to be put. You find Jacko as well. And now this is like similar scenario to when Montreal was on the attack. You know, you find some of these stagger kills, it means that you're gonna be able to get through that choke point essentially for free. Diva Bomb ready to go here for D-Mister. You know, and Rally very shortly as well. You need a longer fight now if you're Montreal. Because you went first in that last fight and you didn't find any kills. This means you're way behind in ult charge. Rally aggressively looking to control this space, beloved. Jeez, she's showing up with a kill feed a whole lot on this Regina. Shot does connect. You lose your tank, but Montreal thinking that they can maybe stabilize here with this orbital strike. But that anti-nade from Monkey gonna connect onto 3. Doesn't quite find any limbs, but it stops you from trying to push forward. Montreal, they want to stay in this. You commit the Deadeye. Ooh, Sleep Dart goes a little wide here for Monkey, but that anti-nade is going to connect. Oh, both the DPS falling very, very low here. Nano over onto the brig, creating space so that Zin, the sniper on this Sojourn, can find some shots. Beloved walked a little bit too far though, bit off more than she could chew, and now it's Bra coming in, creating space for his Reaper. The Blade here from Odyssey might be able to turn this, gets the Wraith out from Kiz. Ooh, nice little shot onto Burr as well. And the hero play from the Genji may have done it. 1.71 meters. It is going to be the contest coming through, though. Montreal are not giving this up for free. Yeah, you punish Odyssey for staying in a little bit too long in that fight. Oh, New Brunswick almost had that cap, but really nice re-engagement here from the side of Montreal. You have the Rampage ready to go as well. You don't have to worry about the rally. You don't have to worry about that being canceled out. You just have to worry about this Sleep Dart from Monkey. I mean, he has been hitting them. Whoa, Kiz falling very, very low. The Wraith going to be able to get out alive. You can see Luigi's thinking about it. Luigi's thinking about this Rampage. Now, you have the Juno speed, so you would be able to follow up. There we go. Gonna connect onto 3. Both supports nonetheless. Oh, it's a huge cleave damage as well. Kiz is gonna take those final blows, but that Rampage from Luigi really, really winning that fight there for the side of Montreal. Nice, quick fashion. This is what I like to see when they're playing this composition, is you're going first in these fights. You have that Rampage ready to go. Okay, you force New Brunswick into a position where you're going to be able to catch a couple of them. Getting both the supports with that Rampage, absolutely massive. Kiriko's banned out, so this Rampage is essentially free as long as it doesn't get canceled and you hit somebody. Bomb is ready to go here for D-Mister. We've, again, mostly been seeing that for the Renex. I don't think we've actually seen a Diva Bomb kill just yet. Not uncommon. Rally ready to go from Beloved as well. Anti-nade connects onto Luigi, and that's the go button. Beloved pops that Rally, walking forward, looking back, making sure she doesn't push too far up. As soon as you lose that shield, you gotta be so careful. Deadeye is out. No shield from the Brigida, but still a lot of defense matrix here. This Tifa putting so much pressure onto the Cassidy. Has that bomb to remech though. Odyssey has this Cassidy very split. Jacko, 1 HP in a dream. Not going to be able to live through that one. OGP does have the orbital ray out. The rally from Burr. No, it's not actually going to be able to shut down Odyssey and this Nano Blade. But the rest of Montreal are doing a good job staying alive here. Deflect out. Not going to be able to deflect all of that. Once again, less than a meter. It's going to be Montreal shutting down this push. Oh my goodness. So close. 60 seconds. And what do New Brunswick have to work with here? Zin does have this overclock ready to go. That's it. I mean, Montreal doesn't even have anything. There's a lot of weight on Zin's shoulders right now to try and find value with this overclock. Also, a pressure for D-Mister on this Diva to try and create some space. It's hard on Street's face of Kings Row. Everybody's gonna know where this Sojourn is coming from. It's the aggression in first from Montreal. Not quite finding any kills. Forcing a lot of cooldowns out. We can see that everybody from New Brunswick fell pretty low there. Looking like it's gonna be overtime fight. The sneak coming in from Zin. You gotta hit these shots. Anti-Ding connects onto Burr. The trade does come through though, and back and forth. We still have this overclock going. Wraith form has been forced out. New Brunswick's been really good about kind of punishing the Reaper. Once you don't have that cooldown, they do just that. It is just the Cassidy and the Juno here from Montreal to try and stop this, but third time is not the charm. That is going to be Montreal falling. Third time's the charm for New Brunswick, I guess, as they pick up second point in overtime. Zin really doing a great job on this turn. That's the flank there. Not only do you like find the kills, but you split the attention from Montreal so much that the rest of your team is able to find the kills. But this does mean you are not going to finish this map with less than a minute if you're able to complete it. New Brunswick still have a lot of space to take here. Deadeye is out from Jacko. Deflect used early from Odyssey. That defense matrix is still right in your face though. D-Mister's going to deny that ultimate entirely. Rally out. Beloved gets hit with that rampage though. Connects onto 3. D-Mister does have this bomb. Gonna use that for the remech. We'll be able to live through it, and Odyssey actually managing to find that dash kill onto Burr. Do have a nano for the side of New Brunswick. Potentially see that go over onto Beloved in response to kind of an aggressive attack, or even on yeah, D-Mister actually going to be the one to receive that nano, getting aggressive, trying to find a kill onto this Cassidy. The packs are there though. Oh my goodness, not going to be enough. We have the satellite and the Blossom coming through here as 10 seconds on the clock. Overtime going to be triggered very, very shortly here, and New Brunswick do not have the numbers to stay on the cart. You don't have D-Mister and Kizux onto this Reaper, cleaning up any hope that New Brunswick had at getting a touch. That is going to be Montreal picking up their map win, tying us up here in the series 1-1. Really good stuff. Oh my goodness. Ooh, Judo play of the game as well. We love to see it. OPG making good use of these. Yeah, very, very nice. All right, this is great. I love to have a tied match coming through. 1-1. This does mean New Brunswick get the map pick. Again, because it's so close, I mean, you definitely don't feel like you have to like change your entire strategy here. I think if you're New Brunswick, so you can't go to control. And you can't go to a hybrid. So we still have... Ooh, Miwan, where is the map pool? Let's take a look here. Well, honestly, these teams have been very quick about picking maps, so I will give them that. They might be able to pick a map faster than I can open up the rule book. But regardless of where we go, seems like both these teams are fairly locked in these compositions that they like to play, right? We see that Zarya get banned out. New Brunswick move D-Mister over onto the Diva. We see the Kiriko get banned out. To be fair, OGP has been fairly flexible on that flex support. We've seen, you know, the Kiriko, we've seen the Wuyong, now we've seen the Juno. And I do think that Brig Juno backline that Montreal were running, I've been giving it a little shout since the mid-season, and I don't think teams are playing necessarily as much as they could, because of course Lucio Kiriko is still very, very strong. But not only did Brig get the buff with faster healing packs, but Juno got an adjustment to the way that she flies so that she has more mobility when using her boosters, which I think is a pretty good buff to have. Oh my goodness, we know where we're going for map number 3. This is my personal favorite map, and I just want everybody to know that I have been an enjoyer of this map since it came out. We are going to Suravasa Flashpoint map. Probably the only map that's come in that I haven't like hated when I first started. I feel like a lot of maps I like hate them when they first come out. Not Suravasa. Suravasa, my beloved. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. For anybody just tuning in, we're here covering the Canadian Esports Nationals. Overwatch, of course. We have a tied game right now between University of New Brunswick and Université de Montréal. We are in round 3. Both of these teams are 1-1 so far. So this is stuff I was definitely expecting to have a pretty darn close match here. And these teams are delivering. Okay, bands also ready to go for us here. Interesting. So, this is a smart band. This is a very, very smart band that is going to be coming out from University of New Brunswick. We're going to Sorvasa. We're going to a Flashpoint map. We're banning Junker Queen. So, Junker Queen banned out does, of course, mean that Montreal are not going to be able to ban out the tank. So what are they going to ban instead? Ooh, fascinating. They are banning out the Brigida. So despite kind of playing that Brig, I think in both maps? No, they played Lucio in Ilios, but on King's Row, they did play that Brig. And not going to be running it here. So I'm interesting. Probably going to go back over to Lucio Kiriko, I suspect. You can't run the Brig Juno. Move back over to Lucio Kiriko. I think that OGP could move over onto the Wuyong here as well. How do they know this? Interesting. Hello, thank you for the follow. Jacko the Jester. Ooh, we got the DPS from Montreal. I love it. Yeah, we're just waiting here. So, like I said, Brig banned out, Junker Queen banned out. So, going to, yeah, probably move us kind of back over to what we saw on Ilios, I'm expecting. Zarya's back in the mix. So, I mean, if New Brunswick want, you can just move back over to the Zarya Reaper composition that you look really darn good on. You had the Lucio and the Kiriko backline as well. And, I mean, Montreal can do the exact same thing. You can go Lucio, Kiriko, you can't play that Junker Queen though. So, that does open up the question of, do you take the Zarya mirror here? If you're Montreal. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think the D-Mister has looked very, very good on that Zarya, and you know, fairly warmed up. You've only been playing the Junker Queen. Yeah, I think Luigi has only been playing the Junker Queen kind of, I think this entire series so far. So this is a big pivot. This is a big ban to have in Flashpoint map, where Junker Queen is arguably like strongest, I guess. I mentioned this on another cast a little while ago, is that I oftentimes will see teams start on the Junker Queen on Flashpoint, but rarely ever finish on Junker Queen. Of course, no Junker Queen here. Luigi maybe playing Wrecking Ball? I think it would be good here. I think that if you're expecting the Zarya, it would be especially good here. Surely Jacko doesn't play the Widow, though. This is a fun composition. I love trying to guess what Montreal is thinking. Luigi is not going to be on the Wrecking Ball over onto the Ramatra. A little something different. A Ram definitely will be able to have a pretty good time against Zarya. The shield plus the form, you're going to be able to brawl a lot longer than the Zarya can, but you need to punish the Zarya fairly quickly. If you allow D-Mister to build up charge here, you are going to be in danger of having your cooldowns forced out on the Ram. Okay, beloved, she finds the headshot early on. Already New Brunswick up in the fight here, courtesy of this Kiriko. Need to try and get some healing done as well. Very tempting to just hit those headshots as Curie, but alright, both supports actually showing up in the kill feed here for New Brunswick, and that's going to be the point flip started here on Market. Really great to get some stagger kills here as well. Yeah, the Kiriko's going to be able to get out. OGP not going to be caught. Jacko does get caught out there, but you're going to get back into it fairly quickly. But quickly is how fast this freaking point objective is going. Percentage nearly at 50%. Do I cast and observe? I do. I am the whole show right now. I am observing, I'm casting, and I'm running the stream. So apologies for anything that slips up. Ramp form out early here. Not finding any damage, but you do have the Kiriko showing up. OGP has its Kitsune Rush ready to go as well. Doesn't seem like Montreal are necessarily going to need it though. they get the point flip. 79% on the board. Very good for New Brunswick for their first kind of fight win, though. Okay, they're not out of it yet. Massive grab coming through here. And you're going to layer in that Kitsune Rush as well. Team kill. Oh, my goodness. I think Montreal thought that New Brunswick is just going to back out of that. But where do you have the grab ready to go? So you're going to go ahead and commit that. You use the Kitsune as well. And we do have kids swapping over onto the Tracer here. Going to try and get the touch. No, you're not going to be able to get the touch. Overtime not going to be triggered. Market collected by New Brunswick here. We'll have a little bit of an extended kind of scrappy fight happening here. Goes the way of New Brunswick. That's pretty nice for them. But I think even if it hadn't, it wouldn't be too bad. Gonna be a pretty big walk now, as we are going to be heading over to Temple. Which team will get set up on the point first? Well, New Brunswick definitely have the numbers all there, but ults are ready to go here. Kitsune Rush going to be starting for Montreal straight across the point. What a fantastic point to have this Kitsune Rush. Deadeye in response, trying to make sure that Montreal aren't able to use this Kitsune Rush, and I mean, it works out great. You don't find any kills, but nobody able to kind of find any limbs on the side of Montreal. But now it's a Deadeye. You're walking with it. You find Beloved. Annihilation is out as well. Everybody from New Brunswick just kind of running away from that. You get the TP up from Odyssey and immediately back into the water. Recognizing that you are not going to be able to win that fight. Team killed now for Montreal. They get the first point cap here on Temple. You still have this beat ready to go from Burr. Nice corner. Physics. I love accidentally finding players staring off into space. The Blossom is ready to go here from Odyssey. You can see T-Mister looking at the Reaper. Are you ready to TP in? Are you ready to TP in? You TP in. Bubble. No, the bubble's not there. You need the bubble. And that's really big here for Montreal. It is going to be Beloved using this Kitsune Rush, trying to come back from you down one. You managed to get the other Reaper traded out and the beat out from Burr. Rotation now from New Brunswick. You catch Jacko. Oh, the rotation not fast enough for the Cassidy on the side of Montreal. 97% though. It is looking like overtime now here. Montreal still in control of this point. The grab ready to go here for Demus. You'd really love to not commit it here. You don't got the damage ready to go. Okay, Odyssey, bring in the damage. No, actually that was Kizix that committed the Blossom there. Odyssey didn't even use it. And somehow that fight is won by New Brunswick while ultimates were committed from Montreal. That's massive. Now you have the grab to defend with. You have the Blossom to defend with. Zen Sniper going to be able to build up this Deadeye pretty quickly, but OGP... Ooh, okay. So here's the thing. If OGP can get this Kitsune Rush onto the point before Zen Sniper builds up this Deadeye, you're either going to force out Blossom or grab, or you're going to lose here if you're New Brunswick. Ooh, okay. Well, there's the grab. There's the Blossom. Oh no, it's still not working for New Brunswick. Yo, you don't have the damage there despite using the Blossom. It's on a corner, right? So half of the members of Montreal actually weren't even in LOS to take any damage from that. And not too darn bad here for Montreal. Tying us up on Surabasa. We're walking over to Gardens now. Looks like, again, both teams going to be meeting at essentially the same time. Zen Sniper does have this Deadeye ready to go. Aggression coming in, though, from Luigi. Does have the Annihilation if he needs it. Oh, okay, there's the Deadeye. Oh, you just managed to catch out Burr. Oh, the Lucio not quite speedy enough to get away from that one. And that's go time now for New Brunswick. You have speed, the other team doesn't. Heck, you got a Kitsune Rush and the other team doesn't. You're going to use this push in aggressively. Gonna be able to clean up Montreal and manage to keep G-Mister alive as well. Who's already in very critical condition, but is gonna be just fine. First point here for Gardens. It's like these teams are just taking turns capping first. So now it's gonna be New Brunswick that gets to cap first. You have the beat from Monkney, the only ultimate currently online. You take a longer fight, you'll be able to get this Blossom, but this beat's going to be crucial for trying to live through this Annihilation that Luigi has ready to go. Montreal pushing in through the fountain. You have the Deadeye. You're looking. Everybody from New Brunswick does a great job hiding, though. You're not going to be able to find even any damage with that. But the Deadeye zones everybody from New Brunswick off the point. That means you get the cap for free. Here's the aggression coming in. The beat plus the Blossom. You just managed to catch Outbra on the Lucio. We do have the Kitsune Rush and Annihilation being layered here for Montreal. But the kills have already come through for New Brunswick. You find the kill onto the Lucio. You don't have that speed to try and move this Annihilation around. You're not going to be able to win it. All right. Potentially last fight territory for Gardens here as we get past that 70% for New Brunswick. Montreal, they want to take a fight. They are staging for a touch here. D-Mister is just really trying to build up to this grab. 3% more to go. You'd love to just grab them right off the point. He's thinking about it. He does it. But there's two sides to this stairway. It is going to be the touch coming through. Zin Sniper immediately being taken out as he pops that Deadeye. Everybody from New Brunswick forced off the point. Managed to live through that Blossom from Kiz, but not going to be able to hold on to this point. 99% here for New Brunswick. And they don't have the tools to make a fast re-engage into this one. So some percentage definitely going to be built up here by Montreal. Kitsune Rush is ready to go here from Beloved. Wow, the sensitivity on her is insane. She's ready to go though. Looking, making sure that all 5 members are here, at least 4. Kitsune Rush onto the point. Walking through, you force the TP out. Jacko caught out. Ooh, split from the team there. Is it gonna have the safety? Everybody else kind of rotating towards that fountain. Oh my god, I mean the form from Luigi lasts for like a millisecond before getting absolutely shredded. Great stuff here, New Brunswick coming back into things. Picking up the 2nd point here on Saravasa. Well, 3rd point. 2nd point for them. Setting themselves at a map point. Palace is where we'll head for our 4th flashpoint. Ooh, Odyssey. Hiding in a corner. Protected by shrubbery. Doesn't have the Blossom. Oh, headshot coming through here from OGP. Still very curious about Odyssey. What is Odyssey doing? Still just lurking on the sidelines. Yeah, Montreal just have an opportunity to really just walk in. Even though Odyssey had the angle, was really looking for it. As soon as you lose your Lucio, you don't have that aura healing. You don't have that speed. You gotta wait to come back in. All right, TP in. There's the bubble that Odyssey needed, but that Kitsune Rush from OGP, you're gonna put a whole lot of damage out onto the Reaper, onto the Zarya as well. Looking for a little bit more. Is going to allow Kiz to get that kill onto Zin Sniper, but I know OGP could have gotten it if he wanted. Okay, point has just unlocked though. Oh, somebody cap. There we go. Cap comes through. Montreal going to start building percentage again, taking turns. It's Montreal's turn to cap first. They're going to go ahead and take that. We have the beat. We have actually a lot of ults coming online here for New Brunswick. This Deadeye ready to go. You can see that they're rotating up towards this high ground. You do have to contest with Kiz that's up here, the Reaper. Nobody else up here though. Jacko is up here, does have a Deadeye. We got some speed going, forces the beat out. Nice beat, connects on to 5 members here. And oh, it's another grab plus Kitsune. You just absolutely get melted if you're University. Montreal. A couple of cleanup kills onto OGP and Brr. Team kill coming through. Very expensive fight for New Brunswick. You still have the Deadeye from Zin, but that's it. That's all you got. It's a Blossom ready to go from Kiz. You force the bubbles out from D-Mister and then you go in for the Blossom, especially up on this high ground. This one bubble out. Blossom is ready to go. Nice slow field. He's looking for it. He walks in. You get the double kill. You take out D-Mister on this Zarya. Although the boop was there from Monkey, it's not enough. The rest of Montreal taking that high ground. Team kill now for Montreal, back in control of this point. Gonna take the lead here on Palace as well. Both support alts in the bank here for the side of Montreal to work with. Still just that Deadeye for Zin Sniper on the side of New Brunswick. OGP wants to use this Kitsune early. Yeah, as soon as he gets it, gonna pop it. You're trying to just stuff New Brunswick in the doorway. Don't even let them get a touch. 90%. There is gonna be a touch that comes through. But it's just Odyssey on the Reaper, not going to be able to stay alive long enough to do much. Another team kill here for Montreal. We are all tied up. We're going to flashpoint number 5. Deciding point here on Saravasa is going to be Ruins. Both teams moving pretty quickly towards this point. If only I had nice camera angles set up already, but I don't. Beat ready to go here from Burr and the Annihilation. All right, Beat in. And immediately it's going to be Odyssey popping that Blossom. Not able to break through that Beat, though. High noon from CEN2025 also not quite going to be able to find any kills. Somehow Luigi's still alive through this. That Annihilation's still going as well. Everybody just can't escape from this Ramatra, and Beloved gonna commit that Kitsune Rush just a second too late to try and keep D-Mister alive. That is going to be Montreal picking up the first point here, finally not taking turns anymore. Montreal looking to close out Saravasa right here, right now, try and gain the lead here in this series. You have the Deadeye to try and hold on to this next fight, but D-Mister does have this crowd looking to pop it, does manage to get it out. The Suzu connects. No Kitsune Rush needed to try and find these kills, but actually, wait, the trades are coming through here. Montreal's still alive in this fight. Odyssey has put himself onto the point, fighting the Lucio. Broad just needs to keep his distance, not able to do so. The Reaper just a little too damaging, and now Nemesis form still ready to go here for Luigi. Might be able to live through this. No, the damage from the Reaper just gonna be too great, and that's a long, extensive fight. New Brunswick do come out on top there, but 62% on the board. Really great here for Montreal. If you can get this stagger kill. Nah, OGP a little bit too quick on that Kiriko. Has the Kitsune Rush ready to go. Does not. Okay, no, has the TP ready to go. Gonna be able to live once again. But yeah, this Kitsune Rush gonna make a lot of difference here. You have the Blossom ready to go as well. The TP in. Looking. Sees the Suzu come out despite that hinder. Not gonna matter. The beat from Monkey just a second too late to keep the DPS alive. And the Reaper from the side of Montreal just taking over this fight. Yeah, it is the team kill that comes through here. D-Mister's gonna swap over onto the Wrecking Ball. This is last fight now, if you're New Brunswick. If you don't win this, you're not gonna get a second chance at contesting Ruins here. Annihilation. Ready to go from Luigi. Oh, Reaper squabbles happening, but Jacko is also here. Oh, there's the Blossom out from Odyssey. Finds OGP. Massive here. We did have the Deadeye committed from CEN2025 as well, but really, really well played here from New Brunswick, managing to keep themselves in this map. The team kill now coming through from New Brunswick. Gonna get themselves set up on this high ground. D-Mister on this Wrecking Ball. Now you're gonna need to try and combo these pile drives very efficiently so that either Odyssey or CEN2025 is able to find the damage to capitalize. You need to confirm kills quickly, because there's 3 ultimates ready to go here for Montreal. Burr managing to stay alive just barely. Oh, the Deadeye not going to be able to even stay alive through it, as Beloved does commit this Kitsune Rush right onto the point. Overtime is triggered, 99% for both teams. You need to stay on the point. You need to fight in this Kitsune Rush from the side of New Brunswick, but Montreal's not concerned about that. They have an Annihilation to work with. Going to be able to find a whole bunch of damage. The cleanup is there, and so close down to the wire. Going to the 5th point, it is going to be Montreal that takes this victory on Saravasa, putting themselves at a match point in this first 3. Holy, could it get any closer, honestly? Great stuff from Kiz on this Reaper. This fight especially, doing a great job just kind of waiting out the Suzu, waiting out the bubbles from the Zarya, and then you go in with the Blossom and you just clean everybody up. Really good stuff. Both of these teams have been doing such a great job kind of recognizing what their opening is in these fights and just going for it. It's so back and forth that is this gonna go to a map 5? I really do think this could go to a map 5. So, New Brunswick did not get the win on Saravasa, but they get to pick the map that we are going to next. And if I'm correct, it has to be either a push map or an escort map. Those are the 2 types that we haven't done so far. Lot for them to think about here. You really would have, loved to win out Saravasa with that Junker Queen ban as well. Because that Junker Queen is going to be back in the mix now. I mean, honestly, if you're Montreal, like, maybe you stick with the Ram, depending on where we go. Because the Ram did look really good. And I think that the Ram played quite nicely into the Zarya that D-Mister was looking to more play. We will just have to see, though. Like I said, all of it is on New Brunswick now to decide what map we go to. Do you want to go to a map where you can force the Diva? Or do you want to stick on this Zarya? You go over onto the Diva. We haven't seen any dive from the side of Montreal yet. So you could take us to an escort map that's just gonna force it. Ooh, okay. I like it. We are going to be going to an escort map. We are going to be going to a map where you can you can force the dive. You can make it happen. Love this map pick here from New Brunswick. We're going to Dorado. Oh, let me update that Saravasa. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, Dorado. Now, the hero bans. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure that Montreal can still ban out Diva. I'm pretty sure that they haven't banned that yet. So you could really kind of shut down New Brunswick's plan here. It is going to be New Brunswick banning first. They ban out the Reaper. Both teams were running the Reaper. Don't necessarily expect to see it as much on Dorado. It's just so much high ground for the Reaper to contend with. And on King's Row, we saw the Reapers, you know, kind of pushing in, TPing up to the high ground and dying almost immediately. So I don't know if we would have seen the Reaper, but you had a hard time against Kiz. So you gotta show some respect to the DPS. What do Montreal respond with? They're thinking about it. They are definitely thinking. Did they already ban out the Diva? I don't think that they did. I really do think that that is still an option here for them to go with. No, it is going to be the Ana ban coming through for the side of Montreal. No Reaper, no Ana. We have been seeing a decent amount of Ana. No, have we? Yes. I mean, all of this still just defaults onto, okay, play the Lucio, play the Kiriko. Oh, but Dorado would be really nice for the Brig Ana, though. Actually, having that high ground, that could be really big for the Ana. Okay, you don't have the Ana. But surely Montreal still doesn't roll out on the Junker Queen. I mean, you could just kind of try and force the cart all the way through. Eventually, New Brunswick would have to, like, contest at some point. New Brunswick on the defense here to start. Maybe you play Winston? I haven't seen Luigi play anything dive, really, though. I think that this map pick is a really smart one from New Brunswick. And I think the Reaper ban, you're going to play the Diva. Reaper is going to be able to, you know, get a decent amount of damage in there. Got a giant head if you're Diva. It also allows you to maybe play the Winston. Again, haven't seen D-Mister play this. But it's possible. It is possible. Getting the readies from both teams here. We are heading into map number 2. Dorado. Like I mentioned, it is going to be New Brunswick over on... I'm just trying to get you a nice little scene here. What can we look at? New Brunswick on the defense. Oh, I'm trying too hard. Alright, heading into Dorado. No Reaper, no Ana. What will these two teams opt for instead?
Ready for battle.
Hazard! We have not seen the Hazard yet. Oh my gosh, this is an entire comp swap up from New Brunswick. Is this what they're rolling out on? Have they walked out of spawn on this? They have! The only person that is playing a hero that they've already played is Beloved on the Kiriko. Incredible. Well, I can say with a pretty decent amount of certainty, Montreal is not expecting this composition from New Brunswick on the defense. I like the Ashe. I think Ashe is in a pretty good spot right now, especially on these mid to long range maps. The Torbjorn, going to give you a lot of anti-dive, but like I said, we just haven't been seeing dive come out from Montreal. Luigi's on the Junker Queen. No dive to be had here. Getting a little scout OGP over on the Wuyong. Trying to contest this high ground against Hazard. You can't really stick up there too long. We'll have to use that stream to get out. Oh, the Torbjorn on the low ground. I think that was actually the knife from Luigi, but Kizix gets a little bit too aggressive trying to find that follow-up kill onto Torb. Does get punished for that. Jacko managed to rotate up to that high ground, but this Hazard, with the mobility and the pressure that Hazard can put out compared to the D.Va, who does have a lot of mobility, but maybe not a lot of pressure, you're going to displace anybody that tries to get themselves set up on an angle on this Hazard if you don't have the rest of Montreal there to help. And on this Junker Queen, I mean, you're not really looking to kind of walk up to the... I mean, okay, we are going to rotate towards the high ground. I guess you got to displace this Torbjorn plus Ashe somehow. Still so much chip damage being done to Luigi, but nice heals coming through from Monkey. A restorative stream, gonna keep everyone alive in the Guardian Wave. 70% on the Kitsune Rush here for Beloved. Trying to build up to this. Oh, D-Mister, no! Falls out of the LOS, or, well, slides out of the LOS of Beloved and Monkey, and New Brunswick have to back up. You gotta run away. You are gonna back up. You have the Lucio, though, for the side of Montreal, so you definitely can kind of get some... I'm not going to chase for the stagger kills. You don't want to go past this choke point. First point is going to be captured there for Montreal. Tidal Blast is ready to go for them. Everybody from the side of New Brunswick did manage to get that forward spawn, though. So you're going to be able to get yourself set up on this high ground. Oh, the knife ins in Sniper. The heals are there, keeping the Ashe alive. Big dynamite. Who does this Tidal Blast go over onto? I'm thinking maybe Kiz on the Genji. We're looking around, we're thinking about it. Ult's ready to go here. It is going to be Odyssey that pops the Molten Core first. And that is one way to clear the high ground. Everybody from Montreal backing up. D-Mister, no, too aggressive. Really trying to find a limb, even though you were already kind of controlling the space. This is an opportunity now. Some payload progress being gained. Ooh. Can't be too safe up here with this Torb turret, though. Oh, it's a huge rampage. Both DPS. The cleanse is going to get onto Monkey, so Wuyong going to stay alive through it. Actually, no, Olymp's coming through off the back of that rampage from Luigi. But it does allow Montreal to get control of this high ground now. All the while, payload has been pushing forward. Kitsune Rush and the Tidal Blast committed. It's an aggressive dive in here for D-Mister. Need to be aware of the supports. Is going to back up. Make sure that you're able to kind of stay in LOS of that Kitsune healing. Deadeye on the high ground from Jacko. Is going to end up dropping down. You can't do much against that Torb turret when you're in the Deadeye. Just trying to maybe create some space here for Montreal to work with, but not quite going to be able to find anything just yet. New Brunswick have not been able to rotate up to this high ground again, though. Sin Sniper has to use the coach gun to get back up here, and yeah, you basically just drop down immediately. We can see that Montreal's playing slow here. They're looking to build up to this blade so that she can probably combo, I'm guessing, this Tidal Blast with the blade. This downpour from D-Mister could absolutely shut it down, though. It connects here. Tidal Blast does come out as kind of a defensive mechanism, but Luigi doesn't manage to stay alive. And all the while, I mean, Montreal has been set up on this high ground, kind of just waiting to go, but it just haven't found the go button. And every time that New Brunswick able to kind of move first in these fights, it just slows down Montreal even more. Now both DPS ults are ready to go here for New Brunswick. Kiz has built up to this blade. OGP is going to swap over on to the Kiriko. No more Wu Yang. I'd love to have a Kitsune Rush to kind of match here. This Bob ready to go as well. Bob gonna be able to not only do damage, but really force positioning from Montreal, who is now on a very long flank around the side here. Trying to get themselves set up into a position. You can use this blade. The Torp turret is proving to be very annoying, and Beloved actually finding the first kill here. New Brunswick doing a great job finding openings in these fights, despite that rotation basically being done for Montreal. And Montreal have to wait. They just have to sit here and wait until OGP gets back into this fight. I mean, the good news is it's Kiriko. It's going to be able to get the TP up, or at the very least the wall climb. You'll get into this fairly quickly, but you got to make a move now if you're Montreal. I mean, you've had this blade for a while. You're going to have the Kitsune Rush coming out first from Beloved. Kiz does manage to pull out the blade, though. Finds Monkey, but no, the Torp turret is so anti-dive here. The Genji just not going to be able to live through it. It's a 1-for-1 trade now, and this Kitsune Rush on the high ground from New Brunswick is just absolutely denying any push here from the side of Montreal. 44 seconds. There's no time left on the clock here, and you have a Bob to deal with. Okay, Bob does get pushed into a corner. Odyssey shooting Cheetos out, finding the head of Jacko. Kitsune Rush here from OGP is ready to go, but it feels like this entire second point has just been Montreal waiting. They're just waiting to kind of find something to work with here. You have the Kitsune Rush ready to go. Beloved getting a little aggressive on that flank. Manages to get out alive. Here we go. Kitsune Rush on the high ground. In response, though, the Tidal Blast and the Downpour and the Molten Core. Kills coming through as trades, though, is currently favoring the side of New Brunswick as overtime has triggered now. Montreal forced to stay on the point. You have no supports to try and make that happen. Rampage does connect onto two. Both kills are going to come through there for Luigi onto those targets. Not done yet. Finds a kill onto Beloved. Overtime spawns, though. It's going to mean that it's going to take that much longer for anybody to get back into this fight. What a knife! Oh my goodness, Luigi Guru has put Montreal on his back. This Junker Queen managing to clean up New Brunswick. Overtime cap. Second point gained here for Montreal. A minute and a half added to their time bank. All right, third point. Let's see what we can get done. Zen Sniper has swapped over onto the Soldier here for third point. And doing an awful lot of damage to Luigi as he tries to push up onto this high ground. Gonna be hard to walk through that doorway when you have Wu Yang spam and Soldier spam coming at you. Wait, OGP, hiding in a corner! Oh my gosh, I didn't even see him there. And Zen Sniper also did not see him there. Really great stuff from the Kiriko, managing to find that kill. Kiz did take down the turret, but Luigi pushed up a little bit too far, and D-Mister dropping down from the heavens to find the kills on to both DPS from Montreal. That is going to shut down that initial push from Montreal. 30 seconds for them to put together a secondary push. You got the Deadeye from Jacko. I think that's why Montreal was kind of forcing high ground so much. Trying to get onto this high ground. Trying to get Jacko set up so that you can use this Deadeye. Once again, Montreal going to be taking this, trying to take this high ground. Again, there's just so much spam damage. You have no shield. You have nothing really to kind of work with. And yeah, 10 seconds, you realize you got to just go for the cart here. But overtime now. Deadeye is out from Jacko. He's walking. He finds Monkey. Ooh, the downpour here is going to end up missing that Cassidy as the kills come through. Montreal overtime demons. Beloved does have the Kitsune Rush out. 2 members alive here for the side of New Brunswick. Beloved. Ooh, the Suzu just going to keep her alive momentarily. The TP not going to be enough to get out of the sights of Jacko, though. And now D-Mister the Lone Odyssey has moved over on to this venture. But that is it. Overtime. And Montreal make it happen. Capping Dorado. No time in the bank, though. Not necessarily as important as we get into these escort maps. No chance of a draw here. Yeah, but this is tough now. New Brunswick. Their map pick looked really, really good on second point. Burned off so much time. So much time from Montreal on their attack on second point. But Montreal finding the opening in the overtime fights on second and third. Now, New Brunswick need to full cap Dorado. They need to send us into overtime rounds to stay in this series. Because, yeah, this is looking pretty good here for Montreal. You got the tools to work with here, as Kizzy's going to be over on the May for this defense. Interesting. Definitely want to see some really hard kill boxes if you're going to run a May on Dorado. Again, there's a lot of high ground on this map. So getting as much value from this Junker Queen composition as Montreal is, it is no small feat. D-Mister is going to move back over to the Zarya here. The Genji Sojourn, the DPS lineup here for New Brunswick. Alright. Some small progress being made here. Name of the game if you're New Brunswick is try and force the cart as much as possible. You don't necessarily want to even push the high ground here because there is a May and a Cassidy waiting for you up there. If you can play under, play in the angles, you'll work out just fine. Alright, rotation has come through now for Montreal, and this is where the May is really going to shine. This first archway, very great spot to kind of put down a wall. Very great spot to split out New Brunswick and just burn time. And you can see how hesitant New Brunswick is to try and take any space here because they know that they're going to get punished. There's the wall out. This is an opportunity for you to kind of try and find something, but you've been split here, and Kissek's gonna capitalize on that. Finds a kill onto the Genji. And this is Montreal just getting themselves set right back up where they want. The high ground for scouting, and then rotate over to this archway for these fights. Scuffle coming in on the side. No ultimates just yet for Montreal's. Inside we're getting close to the overclock. Right now it's just about trying to find an opening pick. You need to build up these railguns. Try and find a squishy target here. It's hard though if you don't take this high ground. Oh, Zin just unfortunately gonna miss that by a sliver. A little bit of high ground from the May wall, but the May, Kiz, Blizzard, ready to go here. Feeding a little bit of all charge to this Zarya. Zin gonna pop this overclock. Kitsune rushes out from both sides, trying to find something, but New Brunswick can't walk forward because there's a dead eye. There is a wall from the May. D-Mister has fallen as well. No tank here for New Brunswick means that you are just not going to be able to make any space. They are managing to fall back here. OGP going to find the better half of the Kiriko. Here we go. Great job from Montreal to burn out time. Minute and a half here for New Brunswick to work with. You're up against the Blizzard, up against a beat. Odyssey does have this blade. Again, probably going to see that beat come out for the blade though. Might want to like use the blade to get out the beat and then follow up with the grab. Then you're probably going to get hit with a blizzard. Alright, we see the scuffle again just happening on this choke point. New Brunswick are hanging out in this choke point far too long. They're scared about getting split, but you need to walk because otherwise you're just going to take all this damage. Blade is out, trying to find something. The beat does not connect onto Odyssey, but Odyssey doesn't even need it, I guess. He's going to be able to find the one kill. There is the grab in response. That beat did come out from Burr, trying to keep everybody from Montreal alive through that blade. That's it! New Brunswick have done it. They cracked through that choke point. And we're pushing forward 3 players on the cart here. Montreal thought about it. They thought about going for the touch, but they are going to decide against it. Get themselves set up on this high ground instead. Ooh, okay. New Brunswick moving very, very quickly because although Lucio can get up there very easily, everybody else from the side of Montreal has a really long way to walk. Okay, you take out Burr on the Lucio, but you aren't finding any other stagger kills here. Ooh, the Kiriko tool Ah, it's OGP that comes out on top. Has the TP out as well. Gets back to his team safely. It's a big pick here. Need to stay alive though if you're Montreal, since Sniper has other plans. Kitsune Rush on the high ground now. Montreal want to lock this down. Do not want New Brunswick up there for free. Brunswick respecting this rush. Everybody actually from the side of Montreal did drop down though. This is big here. Montreal have to back up as this Kitsune Rush comes out from Beloved. And wow, actually a really nice disengagement here. That Kitsune Rush from New Brunswick not really gonna get any value. Everybody just runs away from it. Back up onto the high ground now is Montreal. The deflect is there. Keeps Odyssey alive for a moment. Overclock ready to go here from Zin Sniper, but you're down on the low ground. Everybody's on the high ground trying to find Bro on this Lucio. Yeah, he's a slippery one. Not going to be able to find the shots. He's going to be able to at least stay alive, but there's a lot of damage onto New Brunswick right now. Not able to find the response. Luigi capitalizing on all that damage being put out by his team, finding those final blows. The right click is going to connect. Oh, Kiz on this May. So dangerous. Has this Blizzard ready to go. Jacko with the dead eye as well. We can see Montreal, everybody's rotating up to this high ground once again. Honestly, I think that if you're New Brunswick, you essentially have to take a fight on this high ground. You can't leave Jacko up here for free. They are going to do just that. It's the grab out. Blizzard in response, trying to keep Montreal safe. Does do a pretty good job. You do lose Jacko now, Odyssey. Gonna pull out this blade. The TP out from the Kiriko though. Oh, a nice late beat here from Burr as well. Connects on the floor, doesn't find Jacko, but Jacko not in danger. There is the better beat coming through from Monkey now. New Brunswick not able to find any limbs with it though, and it's just trade for trade here. It's now Montreal's turn. They pull out the Kitsune Rush. There's the kills coming through, making great use. Unfortunately for New Brunswick, they're not able to kind of kite out of that fast enough, and now you need to regroup if you're New Brunswick. 18 seconds on the board. You just have one more chance at a touch here. You need to get this second point capped if you want to stay in this fight. 10 seconds. It is Beloved positioning for a touch here, but she has a Suzu force out. Manages to get the TP. Deadeye out. Jacko gets punched as D-Mister over on to the Doomfist now, but overtime has been triggered. New Brunswick have to stay on this point. The Rampage making that very difficult. The Kitsune Rush from Beloved out onto the point, but the numbers aren't there for New Brunswick. The recall forced out of Odyssey, and it's just clean up here. Odyssey doing his best, trying to stay alive through with the knife to finish off the Tracer. Zin Sniper not going to get to the touch. That is going to be Montreal picking up the win here on Dorado and picking up the win here in this series in a 3-1 fashion. Look at the play here. Luigi on that Junker Queen. So dangerous. And really just making me eat my words that, hey, Dorado is a really vertical map. What, you're gonna play the Junker Queen? They're gonna play the Junker Queen, and they're gonna make it look dang good. Oh, this was such a fun one, though. 3-1, but a seriously close series here. Really impressive stuff from New Brunswick. What a treat to get to watch this one. This has been round 3 of Group E of the Canadian Esports Nationals. I have been Rain. Thank you so much to both the University of New Brunswick and the Université de Montréal for allowing me to come and cast your games. Thank you to everybody that tuned in and gave me a follow. Make sure you check back in next week. There'll be more Overwatch action happening. I think 2 times next week, Tuesday and Thursday. So thanks again. Have a great night. And